All right. Well, hello everyone. Joel with DIO here. Not really with DIO, a member, a phase one member of DIO, meaning I am a paid member inside the platform. I have access to all of the algorithms that we provide. And what we're able to do with these things is really risk mitigate capital, and invest and trade, whether it's crypto, whether it's Forex, whether it's traditional stocks. We use data in real time to give us statistical probability and advantages. Like, I wouldn't say it's like counting cards, but as someone who's done a lot of gambling in the past and counting cards and playing poker, it is an emotional psychology type of game to play. Crypto derivatives, leverage derivatives is what we're talking about, which is it degenerate? Like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy that I can put in $200 and the exchange will let me act like it's 10,000. Like, that is pretty crazy to me. But at the same time, you have those risks associated, ups and downs of how that goes. So what is DIO? Real quick, we have a Discord channel, we have a website, and we have some training. Like, that's what DIO is for free members. It is DIIO Elite DIOelite.com. If you haven't been to the website, check it out. We're a gateway to financial and time freedom, right? We are here to service 100 people at the moment, because I say at the moment because there's been some crazy talks of someone wanting to get 500 of the, like, just insane things, right? We'll talk about those as we go. But we created, not we, Brayson created the DIO algorithms. If you don't know who he is, go to this about page, watch this little video, and you'll learn a little bit about who this guy is and what he's built, because it is an algorithm. What is an algorithm? Is it AI? I've heard a lot, like, hold on, this is kind of funny. Is it AI? Like, why can't AI do these items, right? And it is not AI. It is algorithms, which are AI, but they're not. Like, it's not what you think of as you're going to be communicating back and forth with it. This is one-way data. So it is an algorithm. It is AI enabled, right? It's not writing itself. Grayson told the source code what to do by using a conglomerate of 30 or 40 different items. And he'll talk about all these if you watch the free training that is in there, right? So there's breakout bars, which are simply color coded. What I love about this is it's been designed professionally to let you and your emotions go with the flow of natural cause. What I mean by that is blue is cold, blue is down, orange is fire, it is up, green and red have already been established in the trading game, right? So we have different real things that you could just visually look at things, remove decision fatigue, give you real-time information to help you make more informed decisions. This is data. Like, I'm a software guy. So, like, pause for a second. I'm a software guy. We used to pay $36,000 a year to a company called App Annie to get real-time app analytics from the App Store, just data, right? Why do we care? Well, we want to know what people are searching. This is back in the day. This is like 14 years ago. I was paying $36,000 just for data, real-time data. That is what we're talking about here when we're talking about these algorithms, because we're not automating trading. We don't connect to your account. We don't want your money. This is your money. If you don't know how to do those things, we do have training that can teach you along the way, right? So there's breakout bars, there's confluence monitor, there's movement monitor. What are all these things? Well, they're all in your back office that you can create a free member account. You literally click the member login account. This thing loads so slow with Go High Level and with Zoom right now, but it's been the easiest way to do it, where we have free trainings for everyone to go watch. These replays, what are the algorithms? Well, you have to join the group, right? It's free. It's an email address, and then you're in. So you click on what you want to watch. There's a little discussion board where I am there, hello, and we just teach you. And then you can see there's like 40 people in here. Like, this is not a huge type of thing right now, because the only way you're getting in is you were interested enough from the website to go into the system to learn what the heck we're doing. Why did you do that? Because you're in our Discord channel. So again, I'm not trying to repeat. These are like a handful of people here. They've already done this thing. You can click the Discord button to get to our Discord server, the DIIO Discord server. I'm already in it, so I'm just going to go to the Discord server here. Here it is, and show you. We don't let anyone in it. You have to tell us who you are, because we don't just want this to be a spam fest of trade ideas and degeneracy. Honestly, like, we are here to secure the capital we have and multiply it in a more probable way. You can't say it's going to happen. Like, I don't know what you're going to do. You still have to click the buttons. We're teaching you how to interpret data. But we talk about a lot of things here. We have beginner discussion. We have a share the wins area. I was in there today. I got a nice little soul short in today at 75x leverage at 194. You know, it was fun. Did I make a ton of money? No. Did I make over $1,000 on one trade? Yes. What did I have at risk at that trade? $46. Like, it's pretty cool, right? So I was wrong. I lost $46 one time. And the second time I attempted to lose $46 quickly. Instead, I made 1,200, right? Or whatever the numbers came out to be, because I had tapering stop loss and, you know, a take profit. But we talk about all these things in our trade discussion channel. We talk about losses and ideas. We talk about DeFi, but here's something that's interesting to see. The losses, these are our losses: 3% loss, 0.8% loss, asymmetry, 8-to-1 ratio. Because here's a great example. One attempt, I lost 0.3% of my capital, right? I have $1,000 in, I lose $30 or 0.3%, or no, $3. Next attempt, I made $6 because, like, it went up and then it came back down and I was out. My third attempt, where is it? Hold on. My third attempt at that same money and same price point, it was correct, and I was up $65, right? Or on whatever number you're using. This case, I was probably using, I like to trade between $300 and $500, knowing that I'm going to lose 3% of that, and it's 15, 20 bucks if I'm wrong, right? And I can be wrong a lot if I get really cool thousands of percent wins, which happen all the time. But are you going to get it? I don't know, right? We have paid member area where we're talking about ideas and things. And we have a lot of stuff in Discord, right? So it's free. Come join the Discord. Eventually, you're going to learn what you need to do here. It's kind of jumbled. If you've never been in Discord, it's a very busy community, honestly, of really cool things that people want to learn these items, right? So free resources, our website, free training, because this is the main reason is this is not cheap, and it's not cheap on purpose, right? We are currently in what we call phase 2. We already sold out phase 1. There are over 12 paying members. We get member IDs. There's going to be 100 of them, and we ascend the price as we grow. Member ID 13 through 30, which is where we're at now, phase 2, is going to sign up for $2,250 per month. Now, there is no contracts, right? You can stop whenever you want, right? We don't want you here if you're not going to use it, make time for it, have success with it. Your fault or our fault, doesn't matter. 60 days, you can have your money back, right? We want you to try it. We want you to actually take the time to learn, because there's like 30 hours of free content. You probably shouldn't even sign up till you've watched it, understood it, because I'm not here to babysit you. I want to give you the tools, and then I want to go use the tools. I'll make more money making trades using the tools and having more fun than trying to make sure this guy has this. So I want to automate that. So as we grow, phase 3 is going to be more automated than phase 2, which is more automated than phase 1. Everyone's going to benefit, and you'll pay a little bit more. And that's the way we're going to grow this thing by the end of the year. Like, that's our goal. Internally, DIO, we're going to move through these quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. I'm going to hit my goals. We know exactly how to do it. So whether you're playing with us, whether you're not, you're welcome. You're welcome to the server, the Discord. You're welcome to our community. You're welcome to all of our free content. The only thing you're not welcome to is the algorithms, right? Before I show you those, I want to point out that Brayson did really cool trainings. And if you haven't seen these trainings, because they're jumbled, I'm going to be putting them in the back office for you guys to actually go watch, because this is a really awesome 33-minute video. Joel, I don't have 33 minutes. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to actually watch it. You can listen. because the screen is his screen in real time going through a trade, and you could just watch the numbers. Like he's showing you and talking to you about what's happening so you can understand the psychology of trading, watching your money go negative, watching why your hypothesis or thesis of where you entered should say that's okay, and here's where it's going to go. And he walks you through it, narrates you through a live trade. So like you can't make this stuff up, right? So you should really spend time to watch this 33-minute video, or listen to it while you're cooking dinner, folding laundry, whatever it is, working out. I like listening to it on the treadmill. I go for a dog walk, like throw them in your AirPods, glance down at the phone if it's something really interesting. But overall, you're watching his screen and price action. And if you've never seen it, it's kind of cool, right? So take time to watch that. The other thing is he continued this education because I said, hey, we need more of this. Your trade is going, we need more. And in that first video, he lost. And I'm like, we're posting. Like, that's the way it goes, right? What did he lose? He lost $36 on a $1,400 position. That's how asymmetrical he was. He's like, hey, it's not going my way. I'm out. I'm okay with that. That position was up $300 at one point. And he's talking to you. He's like, I'm willing to lose this 300. That's not real. Like, so go through that and learn, because it's really cool. And then he re-enters the trade, and it hits his hypothesis based on the data, and he shows you the data, and he makes $1,300 on a trade that was risking $38. Very similar to the trade that I did. I just did less capital, more leverage. But why did I do this trade? I'm in the paid member group. He's showing us a video of this Sol short. So I'm watching Sol, waiting for my short, because he's talking about what's happening. And I didn't need to do any technical analysis. I didn't even need to look at the charts. You can be in Discord, get those same things even for free, right? So participate, and you could just learn how to click the buttons and make money. And I did that for 26 months before I paid. I was in this group for 26 months before I signed up and started paying him $2,000 a month. So this is where you're at. You need to watch these things because it's proof. You cannot make up the fact that you're watching his screen, you're watching how he sees the data, and you're watching what the data looks like. Like he's explaining to you the data that we get to see as paid members, the algorithm, right? The blue breakout bars, it's going to go down. It told us it's going to go down, right? There's the movement monitor, there's volatility clouds, there's this channel. These are all of the algorithms in real time. And he's explaining, here's why I think it's going to continue to go down. Here's why it's going to hit this number. And you can learn that language, and you can multiply your capital, right? In a risk mitigated way. Like, we are very big on setting up asymmetry. We are very big on understanding how much you're going to win or lose on the trade before you enter it, because sometimes you can be at the trade manually, but my goal personally is to have setups, let me leave the computer, do whatever I want, come back and see, how did I do today? Like, either I lost 48 or I made 1,000. That was the only two options. Now I can look at the trade and I'm up 600. I can decide, all right, I'll take it and click the button, right? At any time, but I'm setting up these automated stop losses, so I know what I'm risking, and my take profits based on data. And so these are really good videos where he's explaining a example trade that he runs through. And you can see, right here, this trade is at 181 and it's $1,400. And right now in this position, he's up $789. And you can see it on the screen, like you can click the button and take that money. And you don't know how you're going to react till you get in and play. Like, this is different for everyone. The numbers are different. The amounts are different. What makes you tick, and, the psychology. So watch those videos and really decide if this is something for you. This is not for everybody, in my opinion, but the ones it's for is really cool, that you can manipulate capital and grow your net worth by not having the payroll, the rent, the insurance, the employers, the taxes. Like, all of the nuances of running a business. Like personally, some of you know me, some of you don't. I have decided to sell some positions inside of my software company I've been doing for 17 years, because if I'm spending $50,000 a month to run this business and I have the assets to pay for that because I'm a business owner, I could personally take that $50,000, which by the way, I spend 600 grand a year to hopefully make 10 or 20%, right? 60 or 100 grand on that money. All my time, all my energy. If it goes bad, it's on me to pay. That's how it works, right? Small business entrepreneur. And I've been doing that for so long. And it's great when it's great and it's bad when it's bad. And I know the ups and downs. But if I can take that $50,000, and let's say I was really bad at this, because Brayson says you can make 8% a day, 3 times a day on all your trades by using the data. That's your goal. 8, 8, 8. You see us post. I got my first 8, got my second 8, got my third 8. If you can multiply your capital by 8% in an intraday trade, a 1-day trade, which is normally like a really good year for some, like you do those things and you can put that aside. And, you know, we teach these methods. Everything's different. That's the thing. Like everyone is different. So like there's no right or wrong way. But you can learn how to use leverage. Like you can do the 888s with our data, I think, with very low minimal leverage, meaning 2x, 3x, which is still amazing. I have a $300 and the exchange is going to pretend it's 900. Now you have to learn and understand what those are, right? But anyway, I personally I'm selling areas of my life for time to multiply my capital much faster, with a lot less time and energy and effort. And to me, it gives me time with my kids. I'm going to the gym. I'm like 44 days in a row going to the gym. I'm down almost like 18 pounds. I'm feeling good. Like I'm sleeping better. Life is good. And my other business side, the side I'm trying to slow down, now is picking up because I'm not focusing on it. It's super weird, but that's the way the world works, at least for me. Like more people want to do things because I'm not looking out to go do anything. It's kind of strange, right? So I hope you get to experience those things too. But inside of the system, inside of DIO, the free training, yours, the Discord, yours, right? What you don't get, because it's they change this all here? Supercharged. All right. Looks like they changed some things, but whatever, they changed the naming. What you don't get is the actual algorithms which are installed into your trading view account. What is that, Joel? Well, that's where our algorithms talk to you and show you real-time data. And this is real-time data. I didn't have my chart set up. I should just click this button. Where is it? There it is. All right. So this is Solana. This is a trade, a token that I trade because I like it. I understand it, or I think I do, right? And we have dynamic pressure lines. Let me see. Those aren't even loading. I'm on a 1 minute. Let's go to 5 minute. Hold on. There they are. See them? Dynamic pressure lines. That's this red line right here. I can scroll up and down and you can see where the algorithms say there's pressure, whether that's up by pressure, resistance, or, you know, something that you can count on to bounce off of. But those are the pressure lines, and I can turn them on and off, and, you know, you can see what those are there. And that is normally when we see transition. And I don't teach these things. I let Brayson do these items, right? This is what Brayson's training is, and we have them all in there. But a good example of these pressure lines is, you know, this happens often. So I like to understand if we're in a regression channel. That's what this channel is. As you see, it kind of bounces between this channel. So this is what we're expecting. Red is down. Other channels may look up, you know, 90-minute channel. See how this one's green? May look up. So what we are doing in DIO is looking at 8 chart layouts in real time. Like this is what we teach. So I kind of wanted to show some people what it is that we're actually doing, or how I use it. I guess that's all I can really do is teach you how I use it. So these are 8 different, I guess this is 6. I clicked on the wrong thing. Come on, Joel. Slow down. 6 again. They changed layouts on me. There you go. 8. All right. So these are 8 different layouts of the same asset, and you can look at different assets. You can look at whatever you want. This is trading view, right? And I'm looking right now at what I want to look at is a 1 minute, a 3 minute, a 5 minute, right? So we can go through a 12 minute, and you can look at different time frames at a quick glance, and you can see different things when you learn these items, right? Everything needs to be learned. You don't know what the heck this means, but I see this orange breakout bar right here, meaning there's 85% of the data that goes into this algorithm is saying it's on an upward move right now, right? 85% says it's a bull, it's going up. And the dark blue is 85% down. The green is 50%, 50 to 80. There's yellow, there's red, there's cyan, which are in the middle. So once you learn these things, you can just glance at this and understand what you're looking at, right? Then there's this volatility cloud algorithm, and that is expected volatility as far as I know. And, this is a 1 minute bar, 1 minute chart. Each of these bars are 1 minute. We can expect this upward volatility to come as low as 177 before the system will say, no, now that cloud, which is green here, turns red, and then it will talk about the high point, right? So it's kind of in real time giving you expected volatility. We use this for entries. We use this for exits. We use this for expectations of price movement and price action and what's going to happen, right? So once you learn these items, they're not difficult. You can glance at it and say, okay, red, it's downward. Green, it's up. The volatility cloud is green versus red. And you'll hear us say, orange over the green cloud, like orange breakout bar, an orange movement monitor, which is this little Google looking line, which is also blue down 85%. Orange up 85%. And you can learn to interpret this different data and make an educated statistical decision, right, on what you want to do. So currently, this is a 1 minute time frame. We normally don't look at those. We look at longer time frames, like the daily time frame, which will show you a lot different story, right? Which is maybe a little bit better of a realistic story of what's happening here. But you can see, in my opinion, this pressure line did its job for us. This is the pressure line I shorted yesterday. It was tinkering and playing with that pressure line on the daily, and you're able to short that because I believe it's going to start ranging here, because my vision, my thesis on this is it extended its linear regression channel, so it's already overextended. The 1 day volatility says it can come all the way down to 142. So in my head, I'm like, this is too high. Our fair market value, DIIO says the asset is worth the movement monitor, which is right now at 178 to 141. The closer you can buy to 141 is a good buy in our world, in our data, on the 1 day time frame. Now that's different than the 4 hour time frame, which is different than the 90-minute time frame, which is different than the 24-minute time frame, which is why we view things in all time frames, so we can make sure there's confluence. Are things going in the same flow? Are they going in the right direction? Well, we built a checklist before you even go into a trade, right? To prevent stupidity, to prevent you from making mistakes. If you run through this checklist, which I don't even do every time, you should. And if you don't know what it is, it's in our free training. You can go watch a video on every single item in this checklist. There's a video on what does sandwiched by breakout bar confluence on larger and smaller time frames. Well, if I can show you breakout bars here, you know what those are, those colors are sandwiched, the 3 minute and the 12 minute, but in longer time frames. Is the 24 minute right here match up with the, what does the 2 day say? The 2 day says up, right? The 2 hour, I'm sorry, says it's still in an upward trajectory, but the 24 minute, just at a glance, you can see it's red. It's pretty flat, right? It's not down yet, but it's not up yet. but smaller timeframes are what's happening right now. Larger timeframes are what we can expect more in the future, like the 4-hour time frame. Again, this is not what I teach. This is what I have learned. I've only been trading 60 days. So this is dangerous to so don't listen to what I am saying on going to decide what you're trading. But I can tell you, I found a lot of success and fumbled my way through learning to the point where I've 7 or 8x'd my capital in those 60 days since I started trading my first trade. And it's all been based on this data, right? So we teach you how to read this language. We give you the step-by-step of answer these items. Then you're not done yet. You're not done to protect yourself from stupid, in my opinion. This should take you 15 minutes, balloons. You need to go to list entry 2 and answer these now, which are about considerations. This one is about general trade conditions. Is Bitcoin supporting what you're saying? Is the rest of the crypto market supporting what you're saying? Are other timeframes supporting what you're saying? Are the breakout bars saying what you should be saying? Are the movement monitor check, 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 yes, yes, yes. You move down the list. When you get to the bottom, we talk about leverage and risk associations that go RM, risk management. This is a risk management question. How much will I lose if I lose? You need to know that number, or you should. Can I live with that kind of loss? Because this can get crazy. We've had a member lose $70,000 on one trade last week. Now he made $80,000 on one trade the week before. So the dude is going awesome. Bananas, right? However, may not be for you. Everyone's different. I just play 1,000, 2,000. Like when I started this, I put $2,000 in and said, listen, I'm going to learn this stuff. I didn't put a ton of my money in, but when 2 turns into 6, which turns into 12 in a matter of just learning, it's dang, I wish I put in more. But you have to learn these things. You have to answer these questions. If I lost 4 times in a row, is it okay? Are you are you going to give up? How do you feel? Your psychology of money versus points. Brayson talks about this as this is internet play money to him. This is points. He looks at this as I want a high score, and it's not real capital until you decide to take it out, right? It's kind of like casino chips, for lack of a better example. Leverage. And then after you're done with all of this, you can go make your trade. That's what the DIIO structure says, because we are coming over here and doing setups. Now, I am not the setup master, although I've seen and had some pretty good success recently. And, here is normally how I personally would be doing this. I would go get this confluence monitor. If you want, turn that on, show you guys this thing is a big table. And it's really pretty neat, once you're learning these things and when you have this data and you understand what it is. Brayson walks you through this in that video, so go watch it. We have a whole video that talks about each of these boxes. These boxes are an aggregation of other algorithms all in one slideshow for you. It's what makes these breakout bars blue. It's what makes the movement monitor blue. So I'm on a 24-minute time frame. Each one of these bars are 24 minutes. We have a red volatility cloud at 186. We have a blue movement monitor, 85% propensity or estimated from the algorithm says downward pressure. Movement monitors at 180. Price action is at 178, right? We are in a regression channel that you can see as red with the median line. And I know I may be talking too big, but if you understand statistics or math, this is a math problem to us. This is a numbers data game that you can win. Statistical probability, right? Mean is this darker line here. Let me hide. I'm going to hide this little chart just because it's getting in the way right now. So the mean, as you can see, I'm going to turn off pressure lines too. I'm going to try to really show you guys what I'm trying to show you. This is your linear regression channel. It goes from the top here at 209 to the bottom at 148. It's pretty wide and it's large. And this is 24 minutes. You go on smaller time frames, it's going to be smaller, right? Because the asset, the last 200 items, meaning 200 bars at 24 minutes. How long is that? 100 at 24 minutes is 2,400 minutes is 60 hours, I think. Is that math right? Does that check somewhere? or 40 hours. I don't know. There's 200 of these 24-minute bars inside this starting point to right now. So on a 200 bar average, it is downward. What degree? I don't know. I'd say 8%, or, just looking at it, because I'm a math guy, it's not even, and it's not 15, and it's not 30 or whatever, right? The median is this solid line. So we expect the asset to always pull back toward the median, in our opinion, because the channel will rotate and move with the asset. And it's pretty cool to see it happen in real time. Let's see if I can actually show that here, because if I can come back over here, let me see, replay. I've never really done this, but let's see how it works. So I'm going to try to replay it from here on, and we can like kind of watch it happen in 10x speed. So you can see the channel moving and growing with the asset, teaching and showing us which way the asset is going. Oh, let me zoom out, kind of took an upward turn, right? So this thing moves, and everything is dynamic to real time. So we're watching it replay, we're watching it expand, we're watching it contract, we're watching it slant. And then you'll be able to start to see when it starts to turn. And then you'll see when it turns red and goes down, right? And anyway, we can let this play in the background while I talk about it. The solid line is the median. This little bar here, let me zoom in and see if I can get closer to this thing. This is what we call SD zone 1, standard deviation 1, above mean. Standard deviation 2, above mean. SD3, above, so SD1, SD2, SD3. SD minus 1, right here. Now the replay is over. That's fun. We can go do that again sometime. SD minus 1 is underneath the mean. -2, -3. Personally, I like to play in SD3 or SD -3, because if I'm in a long, I want to catch it at the bottom. And if I'm going to short it, I want to catch it toward the top. Like, that's me personally. You can make your thesis on whatever data you have and whatever you think is cool. And you can put it in the group, and we can all talk about it and tell you whether we think you're crazy or serious. But like right now, it's a no trade zone for me. Even though it's blue, it should theoretically go down. It's kind of flattened, and it's right at the mean. So it's like deciding, because as you can see here, it goes up, it goes down. It's bearish when it's below, in bear cycle, mode. And my thesis, it's bullish when it's above, right? So I think it can it come back down here? Yeah, I think it's going to. Eventually it's going to come down to here. Will this channel be all the way up here at the time? Maybe. Like, we have to wait and see, right? So you can come over here and work on setups. Like, if I'm going to be looking for a short, you can come over here, and this is what we teach, where let's put a short position in. And this is where we have calculators in here to tell us what we think. So a short is going to go down. So your red is loss and your green is gain, right? Or where you think it should go. And then you can kind of play with these and decide where you want to place your trade. Now, personally, I would want to short as close as I can to this movement monitor, right? So like my short that I would be looking for, if I was going to short here and I wouldn't, would be like somewhere between the movement monitor and the volatility cloud, because our thesis, our data says it's still red downward, and it could go all the way up to here. So if I'm going to short it, like, I want to get as close as I can to there. And then our thesis also says that if this price moves above that line, it will start to turn green, in which case, does it negate your thesis to short, right? At the current time, in this current time frame, right? So you have all this data that you can decide and pull and say, like, okay, if I was able to get in right here, if it came above this cloud, it would say that that short is no longer a play. Maybe you should look for a long. So theoretically, if I truly believe we're going down, Bitcoin's tanking, and I can get in at a short at whatever this yellow line is, 183, 184, I'm willing to risk 0.55% of my money, and then it will stop, right? That's what this says. And I can change that. I want to risk more, 6%. But my data says I don't need to be up here. I'm wrong. The data is changing and incorrect, in my personal opinion, once it changes from that zone. So I have a really tight asymmetrical stop. Now, what does that mean? Well, I think it will eventually come down here, as you can see here. Again, right around here. the median of these. Like you can expect right now, I think it could go down to 172, maybe 176, right? Whatever it is. But you can say, okay, that's a great take profit for me. Again, these are all yours. I'm not the setup thing, but you can see this is a 28.71 risk reward ratio. If I'm wrong, I'm losing 0.4%. I can even expand that. You know, a DIIO method would be 8 to 1. So here you go. I can lose 1.4% of my money and I could win 11% of my money. And then you add leverage, multiply that by leverage, right? So if I was doing 10x leverage, this is 111%, and I'm willing to lose 10.42%. So on a $1,000 capital trade, I'm willing to lose 10%, $100. And on a $100, on that same trade, I'm willing to make 110%, $1,000, $1,100, right? Double your money at 10x. And I think that, I mean, if you truly think it's going down and you think you can get the price here, you can set up your setup here and you can walk away. You don't lose, it doesn't enter, you're done. Like you don't, no harm, no foul, no trade. If it does enter, you'll see it enter and you can start to calculate, you know, where it would go. And you do all this through Bybit. You just use the data here and you do your setups here and you can sync these on your charts and you can draw your theses and you can make your little lines and you could do all those things, right? And we teach you how to do that, but that's basic stuff. What people don't have is the data, is this data here, right? This is the breakout bars, the movement monitor, the volatility cloud, the linear regression channel, and these pressure lines. And when you learn how to play these together, which I'm still learning, you can literally multiply your capital. It's quite crazy. And if you're not in the Discord, you should check out the Discord. We've had some pretty cool things. I had a 200% one. Johnny, quick one, 156%. There's just a lot of really good stuff. And this is all free. Like Brayson playing around. He showed you how he actually did a test where he started with $1,000 in one day and he posted every single trade he made live before he made the trade, right? And you could follow along if you wanted, but he turned $1,000 into $3,780 in a couple hours trading using data and showing you how to use that data. So, you know, you can change the numbers. Is it for you? Can you do it? I don't know. Like, this is not one of those things. What DIO is we want to have the right people who want to learn this new language, multiply their capital, risk mitigate what they currently have. Because if you've worked hard to get all this money, you want to protect it. Like if you have $1 million sitting in Solana and the data says Solana is going to tank, or Tesla or a stock, like that's what's really cool here. Like we can look up anything, like anyone could tell me any of these things. And this is not just crypto. We can go to the stock market and let's look at Tesla or Tesla is on the NASDAQ. And our data is going to be there too, right? So let's look at what happened with Tesla. A lot of people like Tesla, so we like talking about it because it's simple for us to talk about. Right around here on the 12th of March, the movement monitor changed first, right? Right here from green to red, you can see it's starting to point in the directions that the market closed downward. And again, I'm not a traditional stock guy, but we have a whole channel there and Brayson plays and he teaches it. And, you know, the volatility cloud's way up here at 180. And, you know, even on BingX, you can trade derivatives of stock market without actually having the stock, right? So you can do these items, Forex, crypto, traditional on BingX, on these exchanges without actually buying the stock, right? But anyway, the data here says at 176, it went blue. Movement monitor turned blue. You're in a blue cloud and the breakout bar is blue. These are what we look for in what we call Bob. Blue on blue, under red, like blue everywhere, down, bad. Short or sell. If you have $1 million, maybe it's time to think about removing that $1 million of Tesla because our data says you could buy it back and you could just wait until the movement monitor changes to a different color, whatever color you want, red, right? That's how I would play it. Again, I'm too traditional, but now you're buying back in at 162, right? So you can literally make, if you had $1 million in Tesla here, you sold it, you can buy that same $1.1 million worth of the same amount of Tesla down here, because you saved your loss and you've multiplied the amount of holdings. And you can do this with crypto. You can do this right on Robinhood. And I don't suggest you trade on Robinhood ever, right? Personally, I don't love it, but like if you want to just make trades like that, or, you know, you can. And you can buy and sell stock and do these things. And pressure lines are there, movement monitors are there, breakout bars are there, volatility clouds are there. And the data is just so cool personally to back test. I love back testing it. I love making sure that if I just looked at this at the blue markers, what would I have done? Well, I would have went down and it would have been here. And I could have just stopped when it showed red and know nothing else other than this blue line said this. And I think you can have success, right? Like, honestly, I think it's that simple. The rest of it is where you can multiply and squeeze different capital, in my opinion. But this works on Forex. We can pull out Tesla's not a Forex one. Euro USD. Pretty good. Hey, orange, look at this. Changed. Blue, it's bad. Red, it's not as bad. Green, it's not so bad. Let's start looking at it. Look at this one right here. Like, this to me is so money. Like, I can glance and I understand what I'm looking at here. It turned orange right above a pressure line. So it broke through the pressure line after having some downward momentum. I don't even know what asset this is. Euro to USD. Turned orange over the pressure line, you could buy. And you could just ride that orange until it changes colors. In my opinion, again, this is not what Brayson would say to do. He would say, learn how to use these things. But you can you can take it all the way up to here. Now, what is that? Let's look, just because I'm curious, because I've never actually looked at these. Let's do a long position here. Let's put it here. So you can come over here. My setup, if I was doing this trade and I saw this happen and I, whatever, thought it was going to happen, I would have been setting this up to enter. And then if it blew through that stop loss, I would have been out, right? So I personally, this is how close I would have gotten. Like, I would have even come in here and tried to get even closer. Like, because if it goes past that, data's different, thesis changes, in my opinion, I'm done. So I would try to get in right around there. My risk reward ratio, you can have it as low as 0.02%, but you can do 100x leverage on this and risk 2% of your money. Put $1,000 in, risk 2% for the gain of, let's see where it ended up. Came all the way up here. I probably would have taken my money when it hit this line. Like, I would have said, that's a heck of a good trade. That's a 37-to-1 ratio. So if I'm 100xing this, because of my risk would have been 2%, and the exchange let me 100x or buy certain number of lots, because this is 4x now, right? But the data is there that shows me I can have a 37-to-1 trade here. I'm gonna put as much money as I can into it. As soon as the trade moves into profit, I then move my stop loss into profit, meaning I'm not losing money. I'm done. I walk away and hope it hits this line. In this case, it actually extended past it and went all the way up to here, which turned out to be a 787 risk reward ratio, because I had such a tight stop, right? Maybe your stop isn't as ridiculous as I would have done. You got your own things. But again, the point of this is the data's there. And I just love coming back here and doing these items. Like, if I did this, if I did that, and then eventually you will do it. Like, this is down. If this pressure line's doing its job, I don't even know what asset this is again, Euro USD. This pressure line is holding this downward and it's supporting. It's acting as a support. But if we're watching this, the movement monitor says 85% says it's still going to continue down until that changes. That's what it says. It can go up to here, but if it blows through this pressure line, in my opinion, with a blue on blue, I would say we would have to experience it. I don't think it's going to, personally, because if you look at this linear regression channel, again, I'm not a technical analysis guy, but it kind of has never gone into SD3. And it's kind of tinkering with it now. So, like, if it blows through that, like, it's never really been in SD4 -3, down here in this zone from this line to this line, this checkered line to this checkered line. But if it does, you can expect it to go all the way down, to the next support level, because now this will act as a resistance rather than a support. Because if it goes through it, now it's going to have to work hard to get past it again. That's the way I've interpreted it. This is where the channel broke. This used to be the old channel. See this little blue line? It tells us it used to be, if you zoom out, you can see the channel used to be pointing down. So during this process of replay, if we wanted to replay this here, from here, maybe, does that work? Replay from here. You can kind of see the channel. Oh, was that? Oh, I had 10x. Let's do it on 3x. Replay from here. Is this going to work? I don't know what's happening. Anyway, is it going to play? Oh, now it's super slow. But you can see the channel changing. Let's zoom in on it. Expanding, and then you should be able to see it start to turn its other direction. Again, it respects the zone. Look, there it did disrespect it. It did go down, and that's when the break happened and it started to tilt down. So you can kind of see when things are changing. You can kind of see what the data says is happening. Again, I'm not the data guy. I'm just the guy trying to show you that if I can figure it out and look at these items, you should give yourself the opportunity to play if it's for you. It's $2K a month, $2,200 a month. Like if you don't have 10 grand a month, it may be hard, like to go fund and learn how to trade. It may be difficult, but if you do it with the intention, I'm learning a new language. If I truly do learn this, I can, do these things that these crazy guys are doing on Discord. Is that worth it to you? Like, this is not easy. Like, there's a lot of new things. You have to learn a lot. There's so many words I had to Google that I didn't even know. And that's what I'm trying to help. So go watch the free training, learn if there's something for you. It's 60 days to play around. You have a really good group of people that are building it from the ground up. And we have a lot of really experienced traders is really what the difference is like we're building this group and this mastermind, and that's not for everyone because we want the right people, but we also have a lot of people that are like, I trade hundreds of thousands of dollars and my $2,000 is one of my trades. Like that's one bad trade and I have 8 of those a day, but I have a lot of good ones. They're like, this data is very valuable, right? So those people probably don't want the psychology and the learning and how do I get my money from the bank to a crypto exchange? How do I get it from a Coinbase wallet to a Bybit? What the heck is Palau? Why do I need a digital residency? Is this illegal? Like, all of these things. But I want to teach that part. So I do want a nice group of 100 good people that are business, like it costs $2,000. Like it's not for everybody, and that's okay. But the people that are in it are really well networked. Like they're really cool people. We're going to have in-person events. Like we're going to treat it like a mastermind. You'll have a little welcome kit. Like you get the checklist. Like there's all these cool perks. However, nothing more cool than learning how to use the tool, in my opinion. If you can use this algorithm, you should theoretically, I don't want to say print money because I'll get in trouble, but like to me, that's how it feels, to the point where I'm all in and I think I can make $1 million a month trading, like pretty simply just by doing it. And I can do it from anywhere. But you got to be crazy. And I'm cool with that too. So like, if you're that person, and you don't have to be crazy. I guess I take that back. You have to understand that we're playing a game of markets and derivatives and leverage, and you're playing against the market makers. Like you're playing against the big data and the big banks too, and we're a little guy and we shouldn't theoretically be winning the way that we are. Like I see a lot of people lose, a lot of automations, 2% a day. Like bro, I had a 5,000% trades this weekend on Pepe, like some freaking meme coin, right? That I see on Twitter. So I look up in the algorithm and that shit's flashing blue, way overextended. Bitcoin's crashing. I'm like, there's no way this little fake coin's going to hold. That's how I took it. 75x, $200, nothing major, but at 5,000%, like, and I was willing to risk 20%, $40. Like, let's see what happens. Like, but the data said it wasn't going to happen. Within seconds, I moved my position to in profit, so I'm at no risk. I leave. I wake up in the morning, I'm up like $1,200. I'm like, what the heck on 200? And then it just kept going and going and going. And then I took the money because you have to learn how to take profits, even if it beats you up, because you watch it continue. You watch it, oh man, I would have made so much more, would have, could have. Like, you can't have that mindset. Like, it can't be, I lost a steak dinner tonight, or I lost a vacation, or I lost a car. I could have bought this. That's regret. Brayson talks about this in the video, so go watch these things. I don't have any regret on the money I win or lose or make or don't make in this. I have regret if the data is not being interpreted the way I thought it would, and did I learn from it? But my worst trade, I lost $1,200. Like, didn't feel good. I had to experience it, but I really didn't care. Like, I used to gamble. I'd lose like $100,000 in a night at blackjack. So like $1,200, like, it sucks, but it didn't beat me up. I don't know if that would change your world. Maybe not for you to do 50x leverage with $1,200 and get liquidated because you thought it was going to be 100 grand. But my asymmetry was there, and whatever. The very next day, my best day, I don't know, 5-6 grand, like, on 2 trades for $500, like, and it's fun. So that's what I'm learning. I'm here to help. I do this all day now. Like, I'm available. Not all day. I guess when I plug in, this is what I like doing. So I do more of it than anything else. But I still run a software company. I try to help out, and I'm trying to work with Brayson more to help the business side, because I want him to focus on the algos. I don't want him teaching. Like, he has long, lengthy things which are very high level, and I think they're wonderful. If that's what you want, I want to simplify it. I want to streamline it, and I want to get this tool to the right people and build a group. And I'm going to do those things. And if you join us, cool. If not, you're still welcome to come hang with us. I do every other week open. There's 2 people here right now. That's how small we are. And Brayson does the other every other Thursday, only for paid members, where he goes over setups, what he's looking at, the market, how he does it, how to do it, like all those things that you need. But we also talk a lot of trade. Like, Johnny's in there. It's fun. So we hope to see you there, but it's free. Like, the only thing you're buying is the algorithms, theoretically, plus the mastermind and availability. But it's because we have something tangible. We can take the algorithms away from your account if you don't want them. Like, so other trading groups, that's really hard to do when it's just information based. So we give away the information, and you can purchase the data and the algorithms to do what we do. And if not, it's free. Hang out with us and have fun. But I'm going to stop the recording. I'll ask some questions, and then you guys can, thanks for actually sitting through it. Did I actually press record? Yeah, bang. All right. Stop.